Hi, and welcome to today's video in which I have an advent calendar to show you from last year, and I wanted to track the progress. So this is it. This is the second one of possibly a series. I've got one more to film, and this is Flannels. So Flannels is a store in the UK, and it started off selling designer fashion wear, and then it moved into beauty, and it is mainly cosmetics, makeup, that sort of thing. So I'll go through the items in here, but I think this box was around £199 or thereabouts, and I think I paid just over £100 for this in the sale. They eventually dropped the price in November. This year they didn't have a calendar, they had a Christmas cracker, and they only released it late in November, and it did sell out. I think there was a slight reduction on it, but really, although the products were nice, I didn't feel I really needed them, so I didn't actually buy the cracker. But I'll go through the items that I've got and what I've tried to use up this year. So the first item is Argatinis Beta, the cream. So this is for oily to normal skin type. I've got dry skin, and it probably would have been better if I'd used it in summer, but I've actually only just finished it. I think my skin may better suit the rich one. I don't know, because I've not tried the rich one yet, although I do have it available to me. And but it was a nice cream. Is it worth £71? I don't really know, because I don't know whether you can see the effects of this proprietary formula, which has TFC8. I'm not really sure, you know, I can see much progress with it in terms of my skin. But it has an airless pump. Once you've used it all up, you unscrew, pull, and there is a bag with a few more days of product to use. So this is really a daytime cream. You could use it day and night. I used it in the day, and it was pleasant with no irritation to me, which is really, really good. The next item is by Patrick Tar, and you'll have seen this in my project pan if you tuned into any of them. And it's a liquid, shiny, glossy lipstick, and it's in She's So Confident, so it's a warm beige, and it has a doe foot. Now, I have been using it a lot through the latter half of the year when I put it into my project pan, and it is getting near the end. When you put it on, it's very glossy, and it does last many hours. But if you drink, anything that you touch your lips, your mouth to, will actually transfer, and it is difficult to get it off ceramics because it's such a goopy formula. But if it does matte down at all because it's been removed, you will see it does look like a pleasant demi matte, if you know what I mean, if the top gloss is taken off. But it's really very pretty, and it doesn't smudge too much, but it is sticky, so hair can get trapped on it. So I haven't had the problem, because I've generally worn it when it's not been windy, or when I've not necessarily been out, or I put it out once I get to where I'm going. And yes, it's a nice one, and it is worth £19.50. The next item here is by 111 Skin, and that is Dr. Alex Alexandre MD. So he has a clinic in Harley Street in London, and I've been using his products for quite a number of years on and off. So this one is Rose Quartz Exfoliating Mask, 30ml, which is half size. It's a travel size, and there it is. It's a squeezy. So I have cut into it to get all the products out, and it was in an empties earlier on this year. So this is a semi-translucent pink, gritty or slightly gritty mask. So it has chemicals and physical exfoliation, which could well be the rose quartz within it. It may well be that it's polished and smooth, but it's a gentle exfoliant. I did enjoy using it, and it's 30ml, but I've probably got about 20 uses, maybe more, because I don't use a lot when I exfoliate. So that was a nice one, and that was worth £60, because the full size at 60ml is 120. So the next item is by Natasha Denona, and it is a palette, and it's called the Mini Zendo. It came in a box, and I do have it somewhere around, and I have used it. There it is. Now, what I will say is this colour is this colour is a little dark for me to be laying down in the crease. It's for skin, I would say, it would be better for skin darker than mine, but I was able to make it work. This I did use into the crease, because with Natasha Denona they have a tendency to look paler in the pan than they do on the flesh, or at least that's my experience. But I will say is, although this is a plastic container, it's quite a heavy, substantial one. It's not a cheap one, and it does snap very well. So it's not going to break easily. It's not impossible to break, but it is quite robust. So I did like this palette and did manage to use it, this quint. And that one retails around £24. Then there is Aqua de Parma Shower Gel, 75ml, and then later on in the Advent calendar is a corresponding body lotion. Both of them have been given to Mr. Bear to use on his travels, but he hasn't been away this year because of my health, but he will be going away early part of next year, so he will take them with him, and he has used them before, because I've had these before in beauty boxes and advent calendars. The next is Sarah Chapman Skin Assist Morning Serum 15ml. So it's in a big container, but it's only 15ml. It's a morning facial. Now this Sarah Chapman is known as a facialist. Her products are very good, except what I will say is it was an oil, so you were supposed to put this on after you've cleansed your skin, but other products don't seem to want to penetrate. They just seem to sit on top and slide around. So perhaps this is to be used on its own, but it's not something I would like. It has argan oil, lots of different oils in, borage oil, argan oil, buckthorn oil. So I basically use a little of this to seal in moisture of a morning. And that's how it got its use. It did take a long time. It's not something I would choose to buy, but I do like the airless pump, and this retails at, I think it's at £62. That is a full size. Then I've got an Estee Lauder product, and I have dated this, and it is the Double Wear Mascara. Now, I'm sure I've used this before over the years, but what I found with this, it is a general day-friendly mascara in that it deposits a bit of colour, but it isn't going to look spidery or anything like that. It's quite a gentle, basic mascara. It's supposed to be lengthening, but it didn't add any length for me. I found it quite watery, and then I used it as it started to get a bit drier. There it is. Now, it tended to colour the bottom of the lashes, but not the tips. So although it's lengthening, it didn't work as a lengthener to me, even when I used a not particularly good eyelash base. So it's not something I'd want to buy again. If I got it, I would give it away. If I picked this up, if I got this in an advent calendar, for example. You don't generally get Estee Lauder in advent calendars, come to think of it, but I'm glad that I tried it, because it has been a long time, and I realised it really isn't for me, and that is worth around £29.50. Then there is a Floral Street sampler set where you get 1 or 2 mils in a vial, and there's several vials together. Now, I'm not so keen on Floral Street, although I have recently acquired one perfume from them, but a relative did quite like the set, so I gave them away, and they retailed about £24. But like I say, I think there was one item that I liked in it, because they have 2 sets. They have one which has got a general meadow cover on with meadow flowers, and there's another that's got quite vibrant, coloured flowers on, and it was a vibrant one I gave away, which is the more recent set. Out of that, I'd already knew there was one I wanted, and I have since purchased it. But I know my sister-in-law did enjoy that. Then there's Nars Lip Dolce Vita Mini Pencil. That's worth around £13. Now, I gave that away, and I had another one as well from a beauty box, which I also gave away, because I don't like the formula, because although it's supposed to be matte, it's actually quite slippery. It doesn't give a lot of coverage, so there isn't really a lot of benefit, and it's not emollient enough to be a lip protector or a lip oil or anything like that. So I just gave them away. So they're not something I like or would use. So I really just discovered I do not like the Nars pencils. I don't mind the liner pencils, but not the lip pencil, which are like a lipstick. and that was in Dolce Vita, which is very similar to lip colour, so it didn't really add anything. So that was worth around £13 and was given away. The next one is 10, the number 10 in the box is Hair by Sam McKnight, and this is worth somewhere between £8 and £12, and it is a dry shampoo. Now, it does have a ball, you can hear the ball bearing to mix it up. I got maybe 3 uses out of this, 50 gram, and then the propellant went. Now, it really didn't do a good job at cleaning my hair. I didn't leave it to get particularly greasy. Just when the grease first started showing of a morning, I used it perhaps not day 2, but day 3 after I've washed my hair, and it didn't do anything. So it's not for me anyway, so it's not something I would use, and it did leave a heavy white cast. Then I've got Medicate Crystal Retinol 3. So this, so Medicate use a derivative of retinol, which is vitamin A, and the derivative is not been proven to necessarily work or be effective. I haven't seen research on that, so it's not compelling enough for me to use it, because it's only vitamin A in its main form that works, so, which is retinol or tretinoin. So I use a high strength retinol, so a derivative really isn't going to cut it for me. But I did try it on the face, and it didn't cause any negative reactions, because I do have a lot of allergies. But again, it's not a very strong product if it has strength at all. But I used it on my neck. A little goes a long way, and this is a starter one at 3. I think they go up to 10. So this, obviously, it was wise to put a low strength if it could cause irritation. I think that's the best way, but it really isn't strong enough for me. But I did manage to use up. It is quite a pale flesh colour, but you can't see it when it's on the face. It just rubs away. So yeah, a little goes a long way. It wouldn't be something I would rush out to use. If I got something even in a stronger one, I'd just use it on the neck. Then, and that one retails at £60. I mean, I can get much stronger retinols for around the same price point, so I prefer to use them that are proven and effective. The next one is Nude Sticks Glow Stick. So here it is. So I have to be honest, I have not used this at all. I did when it was summer. I wasn't well. I wasn't housebound. So I didn't get to use any of this. I'm hoping I might try next year. If not, I might give it away because it's brand new. But there it is. You get quite a lot. Nude Sticks isn't one of my favourite companies, to be honest. I know this can be a bit greasy, but I'll try in the new year to use it and see, well, next year, and see where we go with that. But I will show you the colour. Does it have a colour on it? Nude Sticks. That's all it says. So I'm not really sure what colour it is. It's called Nude Glow. So I presume it's just one shade. There it is. So it is quite glossy, is all I'm going to say. Probably the light isn't doing it justice. Yeah, it's like a highlighter, is what I'm going to say. So I'm not sure it'll be good on the face, but it may be better on the body. Yeah, but it's a bit... Yeah, if you rub it in, it's less tacky. So maybe that's the way that I could use it. And that is worth around £30. The next item is nails ink, and it's called Kensington High Street. Now this was in my project pan at the early part of the year, and I'd used it around this time last year. I started using it, and I'm actually using another one very similar at the moment, but I think it is called Kensington High Street, and this is either 14 or 15 mil, so there's quite a lot in. A little goes a long way, and that's all been used up. The next item is by Larry King, and it is Social Life for Your Hair 30 mil, which retails at £12. So this is a finishing product. You can use it when your hair's damp if you wish to deal with flyaways, but for me it's quite greasy. So it may be good if for an editorial look, if you wanted to fix like a 1920s hairstyle with a curl or something like that, this would do that. But it would look waxy and it could look quite dirty. It could leave your hair looking very dirty. So it's not something I particularly recommend. Perhaps my hair is too fine for it. It might be better on thicker hair. It has like I smell a bit like iris, like a blue floral note slightly. Some may just perceive it as being chemically. It's not something that I would buy, but I think Larry King is from the USA, I think. I'm not sure, but I'm sure he is, and Sam McKnight I think is from Scotland. But it's not something that I would buy, but I'm glad I've had it and I've tried it, and I did manage to make use of it at the end. But I think it is better perhaps putting on heather if you want a particular coil or something to do with your fringe, or perhaps pin curls. It might work in laying it down if you wanted a very crispy hairstyle. That's all I will say. I'm not selling it really well, am I? The next item is SWED, and it is lashes. It's called Bero, Beroe 3D lashes, and it's Pro Lashes by SWED. And you'll notice I've got left and right because I have used these and they are reusable. What I will say is they are very heavy lashes with a thick band, and you can certainly feel them. I've trimmed them. I've trimmed about a third off them because they're very, very long. They don't look natural. They intercross and they've got a massive band, but I have used them once of an evening where you probably in poor light conditions, so you couldn't really tell. There is a problem that they could poke into the skin because the band is quite firm, but I was able to use it. It does taper very small, it gets larger, smaller. So when I cut off, let me just think what I did. I think I cut off from the larger end. I'm not sure, let me see, because normally I don't like lashes too big and voluminous. So let me see. Yeah, I think I cut it off the the larger end first, because if not, it was just, they were mega long. But they're them. Now these aren't currently in stock at the moment, but they're worth, I think, around £19, although the SWED lashes vary between £12 and I think £22. But I think in these round boxes, they're around 17 to 22, I think. Right, the next, I personally wouldn't buy those ones. They do have others that seem more wispy, but I like the Eyelaw. I think it's Demi Wispies are my favourite. The next one, but I don't wear false lashes very often. The next is Verso Super Eye Serum Retinol. This is Retinol, so it's True Retinol 8. So I use from Verso Skincare Stockholm. So I've used quite a lot of Verso. I like their products, and this I'm using at the moment as an eye serum. There's 20ml. I think it's not, the full size is 30ml. Now for me, 30ml would last probably in excess of a year. So this one I think is worth around 30 or no, is it 30 or 40 pound? I'm just looking. Oh, £47 for this. It is nice, so you can put it all the way around the orbital area and onto the lid as well, and it didn't burn the eye, but I use a tiny amount, and I'll show you. The pipette is very, very small, so I really do like this. And like I say, I've only been using it a few weeks. It's going to be many, 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 many months before this appears in an empties, because I was using one by The Ordinary before then, I think, or the Inky List before then. The next one was the body lotion that I gave to my partner as well. And then after that, number 17 is Rowan Disco Eye. So this was in a project pan. And if you've seen that, you realise I've hit pan. So this is a coppery, goldy eye thing. It has very little base. It gets its colour from the bits of glitter. It doesn't have base, because you see there's no real base on it. And the glitter is like a peach gold, and there's a green as well, and pink. So it is, but the overall colour is a peachy gold. That's very nice as a topper. It'd be difficult to use a brush. You need to have your fingers quite warm, and then it will lift a little bit up, but it is quite a dry product, I will say. But I enjoyed using it. It was really nice, and that retails at £25. And the colour is Disco Eye. The next is Eccentric Molecule number 4, which is Sandalwood, which I don't like Sandalwood. It's an artificial version of Sandalwood. So that was 30ml. It was a refill. So basically, if it's the original, it comes in a plastic container, like a wallet that goes in. This one was called the refill, but it's much the same. And that retails at £45. I gave that away to a friend who liked it, because I don't like Sandalwood at all. The next item is by Pat McGrath, and it is a Luxe Quad eyeshadow in, what is this one called? Is it Celestial Divinity? There it is. So this was really nice, and it was one of the best advent calendars to have, you know, probably the most costly item that's been from Pat McGrath in any advent calendar. I really do enjoy this. So I like the sleek packaging. I've still actually got the plastic on. And it has it's got a really good mirror and 4 eyeshadows. Now 3 of them are in the Celestial Bliss Astral, which are the special colours, and this one is a satin, I would say, but all the rest are special colours. Now with these, they do have quite a lot of pigment in, so they have quite a bit of base colour, but you can pick up a small amount like that and use it as a topper. So that's why they don't show a lot of use, but I have used them all, but very sparingly from the middle. And they are really nice, if a little bit dry, but it's just the nature of the formula, but lovely. And these retail, this is currently available at £55, and it is one of her most popular. I mean, because it is quite lovely. You've got a peachy tone, a burgundy, a coppery black, I would say, with a bit of green in, and a blue. So they're really, really nice, particularly the 3 topper shades. I'll just put that next to my camera. The next item is a Revive lip balm, which I've got in here. I'll show you. And here it is. This is in my project pan, so I won't show you my progress, but suffice to say I've now cut into it because I couldn't squeeze it anymore. It had 10 grand of product, and it's got much less than that at the moment. It comes in this container, and it retails at £40. Now a little goes a long way, so to me, yes, this is worth the £40 because it is one of the best lip products that I have tried, and it says a lip Luxe conditioner, and I use this before I go to bed at night, and it really does help the lip, stop the lips being chapped, because I haven't had any chapped lips at all. I don't think I've had any this year, so it's been lovely, and it's lasted me many months. The next thing is Benefit Their Real Magnetic Mascara. Now I haven't used this because I've recently only used the Estee Lauder, and the reason I haven't used it is that I do have others in my collection that I want to use in order, and they've been in my collection perhaps a couple of years, but I will get round to using this because I have tried their real but not the magnetic, and this is full size, and this retails at £25, so I'm pleased to have, really am pleased to have that. Then the next item is the Bio Effect EGF Serum, and I've had one of these before. This is my second one, and I've got 2 more. And this is a nice serum. It's clear, it's quite viscous, and a little. It is highly spread. It's fairly well spreadable, highly spreadable. Not as highly spreadable as some oils, but it is spreadable, so a little goes a long way. And it's made in Iceland, and it's supposed to use like stem cells sort of technology to help improve skin condition. And the EGF is a protein, I think, from wheat. So it's nice. I can't say whether it does anything miraculous because a small amount, to be honest, it lasted me around a month, but I can't say it did a lot. You'd probably have to use it every day for a year to see. And you can use it morning and night. I think I used it as my morning, one of my morning serums. And that retails at £55 for 5ml, so it is very expensive. The final, the penultimate item is Neom Happiness scented candle. Neom candles aren't my favourite. They are quite naturalistic, but yeah, they do smell like real daisies, or perhaps it's like a daisy fragrance, but I don't particularly like the scent of daisy and cut grass. That's what I would say it smells of, but it did burn well. There's a bit of marking on the side, but that's to be expected. I consider it a clean burn, and I'm used to burning candles. I got that used up early on in the year, and this is worth £37. And although it's not my favourite scent, it's better than it being the nighttime lavender one, which I really hate. I've had before and passed on, but at least I've been able to use this happiness scent. And finally, the last item is by Charlotte Tilbury, and it is it's called, let me just think what it is, the Kissing, I think it's the Kissing lipstick, and it's refillable, rechargeable. Hot Lips, sorry, it's called the Hot Lips range. And I do like the cheetah or leopard print, and it's quite a substantial weight. The cap isn't, but the body of this is. And I've got it on today, and I would say it's a rusty red. It's a very warm tone red. It's matte with a little shine. It's not ultra drying out, but I'm saying that I did lay this down first and then wiped it off a little bit. It's comfortable, and like I say, I have used it. You probably can't tell, but I have used it a few times, and I'm hoping to get more use out of it. It's particularly good in winter, I would say. And whilst reds aren't my favourite, and I do prefer the blue tone red to an orangey tone red, unless it's a proper orange, but this one is more of a rhubarb colour, if you know what I mean, a rhubarb red. But I'm glad I'm able to use this. And I do have quite a lot of Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks, and this one is Red Hot Susan, and it's still available at £29, I think it is. Yeah, £29. So they're all the items, and I've tried to use them as best as I can, and I will carry on using those that are left. Other than, I will promise I will give that one a try and see where we go with that. But can I say thank you very much for watching, as I do appreciate your time is valuable. Hopefully I shall see you again in another video. I do have one more advent calendar from last year to review and show you my progress. Otherwise, can I say thanks for watching, see you soon, and take care of yourselves, and bye for now.